So Dana, could you just spotlight then some of the high points of what you shared about social media and how it really relates to the branding you're doing for Jetline? Now, Jetline is a full line company, great, just an incredible line of products. Also, you guys are QCA certified, that whole Quality Certification Alliance, and really investing money to deliver quality, safe products, which a lot of people don't really understand. So I know that's a lot to cover, but give us a quick overview of what you'd like to share, social media topics, and the importance of product safety.
Yeah, I mean, today, again, like most of my sessions, what happens, and no harm, no foul, but we end up in a generational dilemma, and we end up in a situation where there are clearly generations that aren't comfortable with the transparency of the new world. And we have some funny stories, and we can put out set examples, and we always find some lucky contestant in the room who ends up being the example, hence the guy behind the camera. And we work through it. I feel I was put here and given this opportunity, this platform. I don't come into these things selling Jetline first. I come into these things purely in a pay-it-forward attitude that I was inspired by while I was in this industry, over my tenure. And I just want to help people understand that there's a new world out here that's actually really fun. Yes. And I don't think, and I've always believed from years ago, when I was back in the screen printer embroider days, and I would walk through our local mall. We live in a very small town, 30,000 people, and I would have an embroidered shirt on. And 5 or 6 people would walk up to me, "Hey, Dana, what's up?" And they'd look at the shirt, look at me, look at the shirt, and go, "I didn't know you do embroidery." And as I walked away, I looked at my wife and I said, "I've owned them damn embroidery machines for 5 years." I don't know what noise that was. I've owned them embroidery machines for 5 years. What? I truly don't think, because we have so many things to offer, that our customers don't understand exactly what we do. Mm-hmm. And I think the social media, because it's in little snidbits, it's an excellent offer way to seed writing instruments, apparel, caps, water, drinking, and drinkware, bags, in this very subtle, non-threatening way that really, if your customer sits back and thinks about it, goes, "Oh, I get it. You put logos on stuff." Oh, no kidding. Because I just thought you were the hat guy. And you're going, "Oh my gosh, I sold this guy hats like in the late 80s. Why am I stereotyped?" And I just am so passionate about social media, because I think you can break that mold by all these little snidbits of information with all these different products and suggestions and case studies and pictures and field testing and all this fun stuff, gifting and all this stuff, to finally break through to the everyday buyer that finally gets what we do.
Right, and I like what you said about paying it forward, and the idea that you're here traveling and talking to a group of really great salespeople about paying it forward. And the whole thing people don't really get about social media is the relationships. It's the relationships. Like, look, if I need anything that Jetline has, I'm buying it from Jetline. And I just told the story of another vendor with whom I have a relationship with. I'm not going to shop for that product. It was one of my free promo tips articles, and it's because these connections that are made through social media, and we get to know you through hotel views and also your personal family.
My point there is that exactly what you're saying is that you strike a relationship maybe physical first, you probably take it online and it goes back and forth, but as that online relationship continues to happen, the relationship actually gets deeper and stronger, and then there's a physical touch again. Then it's electronic. That is the new relationship, and that's the people I think in my heart of hearts think will be loyal, much like what you're doing.
Right, exactly. You talked about the generational gap, and we saw it here a little bit with some of the old folks. I like to think, "Oh, hey, I'm not an old folk." Wow, that's pretty amazing.
We're not that young, though.
Yeah, I know, we're pretty old actually, but we sort of get this whole thing, and if you're not on this bandwagon, what do you think, Dan? It's you got to.
I think you're going to have a trouble communicating. I think the email. We are not in our lifetime. I think we'll see the email go away, as we know it today. I think it'll go away. It will not be the communication of the norm.
Right. My 16-year-old son rarely uses email. It's all text.
Right. So what's he going to do when he gets up into the business world?
Exactly.
Why would he go to email? He's gonna be like, my grandfather did that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
That old guy, I remember Dad, he was talking to that Zezzo guy out of Ohio, you know.
They send emails back and forth. So I think if it might not be Facebook, you know, people say, well, you know, what if I build this huge connection and it goes away? If there's another Facebook, a majority of those connections will transfer over as it morphs into whatever it becomes. But the essence of it is the way we communicate, and that's instantaneously through devices that notify us, because checking email has become, you know, with the spam filters and stuff. I mean, you're not getting some emails, and it's archaic actually.
Right, and it seems like too you can make a little closer connection through Facebook and LinkedIn and social media tools that where, like you say, email might not get through, but you've got the sort of pseudo friendship or friends with so and so. That ends up translating nicely into business as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it's totally changed my career. The network connections, and you know, and I feel it. You know, trust me, I've got enough people coming at me that there's mornings I wake up and I really question, how did I get to where I got? What, you know, and I start to doubt. And then someone will face a bash. The bash will come. There's only been about 4 or 5 of them. I'm kind of fortunate, and it is amazing to see the uprise within my network of people that then suddenly say, okay, Dana, step aside. I'll take this. I'm defending this, and it happened recently, and it really made me feel amazingly good and warm inside that I was doing the right thing, because all these people came up and fought for my cause.
Wow. Okay, so before we touch on product safety, what's one thing you'd want to impart with regards to social media in this short video we're doing here?
I think it's just don't fight it. You can fight it and get left behind, or you can just attempt to learn it and embrace it. And hey, it might not be totally comfortable, but either it's a new pair of jeans, and then a year or so they're your favorite pair of jeans. So you got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.